Hi, this is Chuck Storm. Well, we've just left Rod, and we're now here at the Kelowna Vineyards, and we're going to talk to Howard soon. Now, you're going to ask, why am I wearing this hairnet? Well, it's to protect my follicles from the deadly fumes of wine. In any case, let's go inside and talk to Howard. He's going to tell us all about the winemaking process. Let's go. Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live here with master winemaker Howard Soon from Sandhill Wines.
Right.
And first of all, how many are there?
We got about 2,000 barrels around us.
Wow.
So, and 25 cases per barrel, so that's a lot of wine.
So that's a ton of wine.
Yes.
I want to go on a date now, just to see if I can.
Sorry, I'm tied up tonight.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, I was looking kind of at the numbers and
This thing here.
Yeah, and the lettering, and so what I've surmised is that this wine won't be ready until 2,803.
Right.
So that's a long time to have that wine just kicking.
You might think that, but really what it is we have, with 2,000 barrels, we lose track of what's in where, right? We've got all in the computer system.
Right.
So every number's unique. So whatever's in that barrel, it'll never be confused with another barrel. Let me describe to you our winemaking process.
Excellent.
And most wineries do it about the same,
Right.
you know, but the technology is about the same, although some guys have much more modern technology, like say washing machines, right?
Right.
There's the old washing machine you have with a wringer.
I've got the scrub.
You got the scrub
I
board
do,
still. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
no.
So the grapes come from Rod King or
Right.
any other vineyard.
Yep.
We bring them in here. First of all, we make sure it's the right grape. So if it's
Right.
Pinot Gris, it better make sure it's Pinot Gris.
Right.
And we line it up, and with our whites, what we want to do is press the juice out.
Okay.
So all white wine is made by taking only the juice and fermenting that into wine.
Ah,
Okay, and that's
okay.
the fundamental difference between red and white winemaking.
Really?
Okay, so with the whites, we put it into a machine called a press. We don't crush them. People think we crush, you know, where's your crusher? Where do you crush the grapes?
Yeah.
With white wines, we don't do that. That's our preference.
Really?
Some guys do crush the grapes first and then put them in the press.
Right.
We believe it's best for us and for our quality to actually take the intact grape, the bunch, you know, which we call a cluster. We load those whole clusters into the press.
Yeah.
The press, we turn it on, and actually this press holds about 7 tons of white grapes, which is a lot of grapes.
Wow.
You can imagine.
That's a
right?
lot of grapes.
We turn the press on, and it presses on the grapes. It's kind of essentially, it's the effect of just pressing down with your foot
Right.
on the grapes like this.
Hence the stumping.
It's a huge foot.
Yeah.
So the grape berry,
Yeah.
we want it to burst open, because the thing with the berry is a package of juice, white
Right.
juice.
Right.
What we want the press to do, and that's the effect, as soon as you put a little bit of pressure on it,
Right.
the thing explodes, essentially, and all this juice comes leaking
Flowing.
out.
Right.
Comes leaking out, yeah.
Right.
And the best juice is actually the first part that comes flowing out in the first, say, 20 minutes.
Really?
And we get a whole bunch of juice coming out at that time.
Wow.
And what you want to see in that juice is this beautiful light green color, which means it's just straight out of the grape. Tastes really good.
Yeah.
Has the fruit flavors. Has quite a bit of acidity in it because that's part of fresh fruits, right?
I guess,
Acidity.
yeah,
Sourness.
that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. So that's all there in that juice that comes right out. And the other thing we want to see, the key thing,
Yeah.
that juice should be clear. It should be nice and clear. Not absolutely crystal clear, but definitely not murky looking like muddy water.
Now, what risk do you run there if it is kind of murky?
Well, the next stage, what we do with that juice is
Right.
we'll do something called cold settle, which is put it in a tank,
Right.
refrigerate it for about 24 hours or so, let the juice settle. Well, all this stuff that's inside, little bits of grapes,
Right.
you know, seeds and all that might be
Yeah.
in that juice,
The
let
junk.
it settle on the bottom of the junk, right?
The
Let
junk.
it settle to the bottom of the
Okay.
tank, and we take that clear juice out of there and ferment that into wine.
And then, how is the process for red wine?
Okay, red
versus
wine's
white?
a little different.
Right.
First of all, we still want to get ripe grapes. In fact, red grapes have to be critically ripe. If they're not ripe enough, they don't make as good a wine as if they're not ripe.
Yeah.
Get in the winery, we do have to crush the grape this time. So it's a little violent, right?
So when you say crushing, is it just literally like an angry
No, no,
okay.
you might like it to be that way.
I would
and
like
people
it.
think that, oh, when are you going to crush the grapes? They
Right.
get all emotional, like, oh, it's like a Rocky
Yeah,
movie, right?
yeah.
And it's not.
The grapes are going, Adrian.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So what it is,
it's not.
actually, we want to treat the grapes very respectfully and gently.
Really?
Gently. So we do want to still open the grape up because all the juice and goodness is inside that grape.
Inside, yes.
So we put it through what we call a destemmer crusher. What it does is it takes the grape, the red grape, usually it's on the bunch still,
Right.
the whole cluster, goes through the machine, and what it does is it spins it around and plucks the grape off the stem.
And plucks it off.
Okay?
Okay.
So then what do? Some of it we crush, some of it we don't. We don't necessarily want to crush every grape because actually those round grapes, those actually contribute more fruity flavors.
Right.
But the thing is, what we need from our red grape is not just the taste from the juice and the alcohol that comes from the sugar. We also need another component that comes from the grape. Do you know what that would be?
Skin.
From the skins.
Oh,
exactly.
wow. 2 for 2.
Brilliant. So yeah, and when we pick those grapes and decide when they're ready to be picked for wine, we taste the skins. We take the skins and we chew them in our mouth, and you get a feel for what we call the tannins and how smooth they are.
Interesting.
Okay, and that's how it makes us decide when to pick the red grapes. That's ultimately one of the most key things we have to have is what we call smooth tannins, ripeness in the red grape before we even start.
Wow.
Now the question is, how do we get those tannins into the wine now?
Right.
So that's the next trick. So we've crushed that. We've got that grape. We've got run it through the destemmer, then the crusher. Some of it or most of it drops into a very gentle pump. We pump it inside to our red fermentation tanks. Okay, that's a big stainless steel tank. Right. Different sizes for different batches of grapes. First goal we do is we want to soak the grapes in the juice because we have a lot of juice now, right? And the juice is not very dark. It's not very red. Really? When you open a red grape up, all the flesh is white. Really? And the juice itself is white. Right. Only the color is in the skin. Wow. So when we make red wine, we obviously got to extract not only tannins, but color from the red skin. Interesting. From the red juice. The best way to do this is separate the two processes between getting color extraction and getting tannin extraction. Right. Right? We don't do it all at the same time, which is old school. Yeah. So what we do to separate only the color, we soak it on the juice cold. So those skins are in the juice like a tea, but it's a cold tea. And at the cold temperatures, when it's just juice, only sugar and water and whatever juice is, there's no alcohol, right? So that dissolves the color out of the skins. And you'll actually see sometimes the skins will actually go pale. From a deep dark purple color, they'll actually go weaker in color because the coloring material is going into the juice. Kind of go less and the juice starts to look darker. That's interesting. Right? So that's where that redness comes from. Exactly. From we call that a cold soak. Excellent. So the next thing we need to do is ferment it, make the wine, make the good alcohol. The kick. Right. Give the kick. So usually we'll add the yeast, or the yeast is already there, but the yeast won't ferment until it's actually at the right temperature that it wants. Just like you taking a bath. It's got to be the right temperature for the bath. You're not going in the tub, right? So what we do is we warm the juice up. Probably to about 75 degrees Fahrenheit if we can get it, which is like a warm room, right? Right. Okay. Then with the yeast added, the yeast will start to come alive and it'll start to suck in the sugar and make it alcohol for us. Really? And that happens very quickly. Like white wines take about 2 weeks or longer to ferment all the sugar into alcohol, right? Red wines are done in 3 to 5 days as far as taking alcohols. Wow, that's incredible. So now, and I notice you have a couple wine glasses. Yeah, you have some wine glasses and that sort of thing. So am I jumping? Want me to show you that? Yeah, I would love to. Sure. We could have a little drink. That'd be great. Need one. Oh boy, we happen to have one right here. Is this really? How convenient. This is great. We can have our pick of any of them. Most of everything we do, this is our top brand, is what we put in these barrels. Right. Because it costs a lot of money, as you can imagine. Absolutely. So except for the Chardonnay, pretty much everything's red here. Wow. So unfortunately we'll have to show you the red first. No, that's all right. Chardonnay. Put that little doohickey on top, and look, there's some red wine there. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That is incredible. This is probably new red wine, so it's you see how bright purple it is? It is very, very bright, isn't it? Yeah, so very young. It's only about a couple months old. Bloody. Cheers. Cheers. Always have to do that. It's a little, and it does actually. So I can take a sip here. I'm gonna try this. Still tastes good though. It's not ready to drink. No. It still tastes good at a young age, right? Best job in the world, for sure. You know what I like is to see when we make a great glass of wine for you, you taste it and say, oh, I really like that. Yeah. And I say, thank you very much. Yeah. We just reached our goal. Oh, thanks, Doc. I want to thank you so much, Howard. Sure, thanks, Doc. It was a pleasure. Nice talking to you. Yeah, definitely. Howard Soon, everybody, from Sand Hill Wine.